clear the lens off a little bit here, so. Oh, that's much better. Am I live? I hope so. Let me see how this thing works. Alright, I'm gonna give people a few minutes to join. Hopefully I'm doing this right. I never actually streamed from my phone before, so this is a new experience. Let's see what I can do here. Can change. Oh, they got filters. Let's see what looks best. Oh, look, bubbles. Dance, dance. Dream. Glamour, that's what I need. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm just messing with all the different filters. Oh, that is weird. Alright, here we go. Alright, so... Oh, no, I don't want to stop streaming. Oops, how do I close out these filters? There we go. Alright, so some of you probably know I was supposed to be volunteering with disability services at DragonCon today. I am obviously not. I am sitting in my front yard instead. So I'm pretty bummed about what happened, and I just wanted to share my experience in case anyone's ever thinking about volunteering for DragonCon. I was supposed to be volunteering with a group of people, and when we volunteered, they told us that to get a badge for the week, because if you volunteer so many hours, they give you a free badge, and they for the whole weekend. And they told us in order to get a free badge, we'd have to volunteer 25 hours. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I mean, no offense, but I can buy a badge. But also, I have other stuff going on this weekend. So I can't, after I volunteer for 25 hours in 3 days. Oh, that's the other thing. So the event goes from Thursday until Monday, but they don't count anytime you volunteer on Thursday towards your badge. So I told them that I would volunteer all day Friday because I have a volunteer day for work. So they could have me from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. like a regular work day, and I would go wherever they wanted and do whatever they wanted me to do. And they told me, "Hey Flash, how's it going?" So they said fine, meet us in the basement at Disability Services and we'll figure out where we're gonna put you. I get down there today. Now keep in mind, oh, here's the other thing before I get there. So, and then they asked me to pay $20 to volunteer. So they make you pay money so that you can volunteer to help them. So I pay the $20 and I go down to volunteer, and based on the email they told me, they said they'd figure out where they wanted me to go when I got there. So I pay $20 for an Uber to get to the Sheraton Hotel downtown. So now I'm $40 in deep with this volunteer effort. And I get there and they say, "Oh, well, we took you off the schedule because you said you didn't need a badge. And you went and volunteered 25 hours in 3 days." I was like, I don't need a badge because I'm not coming back. I'm just going to work the 8 volunteer hours, and I have no plans on coming back for the rest of the weekend because I have other things going on. If I do decide to come back, I'll come back and buy a day pass. I'm not so broke that I need to work 25 hours in 3 days, which is basically 2 12-hour days plus 1 extra hour, in order to get a badge. I can just buy one if I want to go that badly. And she's like, well, you have to have one to volunteer. And when you said you only wanted to volunteer Friday, we took you off the schedule. So at this point, I'm really upset. I actually started crying because I was so excited about volunteering at DragonCon. I actually had a friend of mine who was volunteering who was already there that I couldn't go meet up with because I didn't have a badge to get around into the hotels. So I couldn't even like go find him and tell him I wasn't able to volunteer. I just had to leave. And then I go, okay, well, I want my $20 back. And she says, well, you can go up to volunteer registration. She tells me where to go. So I go and find volunteer registration. I explain to them what happened. Like, what? That makes no sense. I've never heard of anything like that before. I'm like, that's what she told me. She told me they took me off the schedule because I went and volunteered 25 hours. And he's like, okay, well, I can't give you your $20 back. It doesn't mean it can't be done, but I can't give you your $20 back. So then at this point, I'm crying. So I have to go clean myself up in the bathroom because I'm really upset. And then I go find this solutions person. And I explain to them what happened. And they say, well, we can't give you your $20 back. We can't just hand out money here. You're going to have to call after the event to get your $20 back. So, I don't know. I guess I'll do a follow-up video about what happens with that. I'm going to have to wait till probably Tuesday and call them and see if I can get my $20 back. But the whole thing is really upsetting. I was so excited to volunteer today, and not only did they take me off the schedule because I wouldn't meet whatever arbitrary requirement they came up with how many hours that you have to volunteer, but they didn't even bother to tell me. I paid $20 for an Uber to get downtown to the hotel. Got up at like the crack of dawn this morning to get there on time. And they didn't even bother to tell me that they didn't want me to volunteer. I don't know. It's just, I was going to go to DragonCon tomorrow and maybe dress up in my Fallout costume. And I'm just I'm so upset right now. I don't know if I'll be able to hold myself together in order to do that tomorrow. It's really, really upsetting. And I just wanted to help. But apparently they have enough volunteers that they can just treat their volunteers like crap and get away with it. So yeah, if you're thinking about volunteering ever at DragonCon, be ready to commit your entire weekend to it. Don't actually expect to be able to go and participate in anything other than volunteering while you're there. Because if you do try to create some kind of balance, they will tell you, no, just don't volunteer. I guess they have enough volunteers that they can do that. And if they do, that's great. I'm happy for them. But the bare minimum, they should have communicated with me that they didn't want me to volunteer, and I could have saved myself a lot of time, or just went and bought a badge and went and enjoyed the convention. So, anyways, that's it. This video is almost 2 minutes long now. I'll get off my soapbox. It was just a really depressing, disappointing day. It was my first experience trying to volunteer at a convention and will probably be my last. Had I enjoyed it, had I volunteered 8 hours this year and really enjoyed it, I probably would have come back and volunteered 25 the next year. Hey Flash, So, Yep. I guess I'll go ahead and end the video, but get off my soapbox and try to move on with my day. I guess I'm gonna go back to work now, since I was supposed to be taking a volunteer day. Alright, let me see. How do I end the stream? Alright. Thanks for listening, guys. Yes, I want to stop streaming.